Okay, so for the Flipgrid this week, we're going to recap on what we saw last time. We saw this word, implausible, and its opposite, plausible. And you gave me quite a good explanation. You gave me good examples of what they meant. Plausible meaning something that's probable or reasonable, that might have happened. If somebody tells you a story that's plausible, you're like, yeah, that is likely to be true. Implausible, the opposite, something that that's probably not true. It's good that you've done that explanation. Today I wanted to talk about the way the word is constructed. Because if you notice, I've colored this with red, the im bit, because the im is the bit that you take off and you end up with the other word. So implausible, basically plausible. Implausible is plausible plus the im bit. The im bit has a name, it's called a prefix, but don't worry about that now. So I wanted to see if, as a homework, you could perhaps find me words like implausible or like, for example, impatient, that when you take the im off, you still have a word that means the opposite. So impatient means the opposite of patient. Got another one here. Impossible is the opposite of possible. Okay, when you take that im. But when, for example, not always, when you take the im off a word like important, you end up with portent, which is not a word. So in the case of important, I didn't put it in red because you cannot get rid of it. So could you find me two words, really three, but two, one in which you can take the im off and it still means something. So you have two words there, one with im, one without. And then an example of a word that you cannot take the im off because it doesn't mean anything. So that's your homework. Coming back to plausible, implausible, I guess you could now start using these words that you have learned to judge whether a story that you hear or you read or a friend tells you is likely to be true or likely to be untrue. And you can find this in newspapers, in the news, from a friend. And you notice that some stories that you read, you'll be like, yeah, that's likely to be true, so that's plausible. Others will not. And the one place where you will be able to find lots of examples of plausible and implausible claims is, of course, the Houses of Parliament, the place that Mr. Bishop was mentioning in the Assembly and that Year 6 is visiting right now. Yeah, so if you ask maybe your parents about it, I'm sure they will support you to watch it, and you'll find lots of examples of plausible and implausible claims. But of course I can't tell you what I think is more common there, plausible or implausible, because I must remain impartial about it, which is also a word with im. But yeah, so that's our homework for next week, and good luck and see you soon.